give you a live look from Chopper 2. We are seeing this now. Deposed leader Nicolás Maduro and his wife are going to be appearing in a Manhattan courtroom. He is being walked out of the helicopter which transported him from a Brooklyn jail just moments ago. We are watching this live for you. And in a superseding indictment filed in the Southern District of New York against Maduro, members of his family and his cabinet, the U.S. is accusing the South American leader of conspiracy to commit narco-terrorism and to import cocaine. It looks like he is being brought into an armored vehicle at this time. He went from the Brooklyn Detention Center by helicopter, then landing in Manhattan. Now we understand he will be taken to court in this armored vehicle. The arraignment is scheduled for noon today. Of course, we're continuing to cover it for you throughout the morning. Nicolás Maduro spent the night in a Brooklyn jail, where Elijah Westbrook is joining us live from outside the Metropolitan Detention Center in Sunset Park with a look at the U.S. operation to capture Maduro. But you watched this all unfold this morning, Elijah.
That's right, Mary. I was going to say right now it's a much calmer scene than what we saw just moments ago, as we were just showing our viewers that Chopper 2 shot hovering above what appeared to be Nicolás Maduro and likely his wife as well, being transferred to the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. There was a lot of movement, a lot of activity taking place here at the Brooklyn MDC. We watched federal law enforcement agents going in and out of that perimeter area. Again, this says now Nicolás Maduro and his wife will face a judge in just a few hours. Venezuela's former president Nicolás Maduro is behind bars in this Brooklyn detention center. Soon, he and his wife Celia Flores are expected to make their first appearance in a Manhattan federal court on drug, weapons, and narco-terrorism charges. On Saturday, the U.S. military carried out the operation that led to their capture in Venezuela's capital city of Caracas, igniting new uncertainty over the country's future. Sunday night, President Trump sent this straightforward message.
We're in charge.
The president also said,
Venezuela right now is a dead country. We have to bring it back, and we're going to have big investments by the oil company.
Venezuela's new interim president, former Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, issued a statement calling for peaceful coexistence. President Trump says she's cooperating, though in an interview with The Atlantic, he also warned if she doesn't do what's right, she is going to pay a very big price. As the Trump administration and Justice Department lawyers prepare for court today, there's a different tone on Capitol Hill, with some lawmakers now slamming the Venezuela operation, claiming it's illegal.
The Constitution is really pretty clear that the representatives of the people get to be consulted and ultimately approve military activity. That has not happened here.
All right, and so back out here live, that a transfer of Nicolás Maduro and his wife, as we were showing you live, essentially puts this case into the next phase. We know that the two will face a judge in just a few hours. Of course, we will keep you posted on the very latest. Live right now in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, Elijah Westbrook, CBS News, New York. Mary?
And Elijah, we're continuing to follow that armored vehicle live as Maduro is being brought to federal court. He and his wife will appear today, scheduled for noon today, to face drug and weapons charges, including narco-terrorism. It comes as members of the Trump administration are now defending the decision to charge Maduro. Christina Fan is live outside the federal court where that armored vehicle is headed in Lower Manhattan. Christina.
Mary, good morning. As you and Elijah have been describing, we do know that Nicolás Maduro and his wife landed on a Wall Street helipad not too long ago. They then got into that armored vehicle, as you described, and are now currently on their way here to 500 Pearl Street. This is the federal courthouse behind us. It's unclear at this time which entrance they are going to take. Sometimes they usher these high-profile defendants through a back entrance, so we're not sure quite yet if we will be able to get an actual visual image of them. But this arraignment is just the beginning in a major case for U.S. prosecutors as they try to land and secure a conviction against the president of an oil-rich South American nation. U.S. officials allege that for more than 25 years, leaders of Venezuela, led by President Nicolás Maduro, abused their positions of public trust and corrupted once legitimate institutions in order to enrich themselves. According to the the indictment, Maduro and his family provided law enforcement cover and logistical support to cartels moving drugs throughout the region, resulting in as much as 250 tons of cocaine trafficked through Venezuela annually by the year 2020. The unsealed court documents also detail specific actions that Maduro allegedly took part of, including selling diplomatic passports to known drug traffickers to help them move drug proceeds from Mexico back to Venezuela. Maduro will be arraigned on 4 counts today, including narco-terrorism conspiracy and cocaine importation conspiracy. Even though the nature of this case is highly extraordinary, legal experts say today's courtroom proceedings will be routine.
Will be more security around him, obviously, but it will be fairly procedural.
The charges Maduro is facing are the same as in an earlier indictment brought against him back in 2020 during the first Trump presidency. This new superseding indictment now adds charges against his wife, Celia Flores. She and Maduro are accused of ordering kidnappings, beatings, and murders against those who owed them drug money. Again, Maduro and his wife are expected to be arraigned at noon today. They left Brooklyn MDC, where Elijah Westbrook is live at this morning, at around 7 a.m. They boarded a helicopter, landed a short time ago on a Wall Street helipad, where they then entered a armored vehicle and again are now on their way here to 500 Pearl Street. You can see and hear some of the choppers ahead following them along this route. Again, at this time, we're not sure if we're going to be able to get an actual visual image of them. Unclear which entrance they will be entering this courthouse from. But for now, reporting live from Lower Manhattan, Christina Fan, CBS News, New York.
From the ground, may be hard to see from your vantage point, but we are watching it from Chopper 2 as they are drawing closer to federal court. Again, that arraignment is scheduled for noon today, as we'll continue to let you see the visuals from Chopper 2 as they are arriving at the courthouse. Now, many Venezuelans living outside their home country have been celebrating Maduro's capture, including in a Miami suburb where roughly half of the population is of Venezuelan descent. Christian Benavides has more on the new hope for their country and for seeing their loved ones again.
Celebrations marking the end of Nicolás Maduro's rule erupted throughout the weekend, notably in South Florida. It's home to 500,000 Venezuelans. We met 25-year-old Christopher Moreno. He and his family arrived in the U.S. in 2016, fleeing the Maduro regime.
It's just a feeling. I can't explain it. We make a life here because we had to, not because we wanted to. So we really want to go back.
He is one of roughly 8 million Venezuelans, more than a quarter of the country's population, who fled the troubled country in the last decade, the largest exodus in Latin America's modern history. While the exiled community celebrated Maduro's ouster, a different scene in Caracas, where there's tense anticipation and uncertainty and a rush for basics, including food and medicine. Hard times are coming, this woman says, but I hope it will bring significant change to Venezuela. At the Vatican, Pope Leo XIV criticized U.S. intervention. He's not alone. There were protests around the world, including in the U.S.
We know that these wars cost billions of dollars, and that is money that could be used to help the working class in the United States.
But for so many Venezuelans, this is a moment they've waited for over 25 years of hardline rule.
I think we deserve having freedom. We're good people.
Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
The United Nations Security Council is due to meet today to discuss the situation involving the U.S. and Venezuela. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says the Trump administration's move to remove Maduro from power to face narco-terrorism charges sets, quote, a dangerous precedent. Colombia called for today's Security Council meeting with the backing of Russia and China. The Security Council has met twice recently in October and December over the growing tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela. As soon as Maduro is arraigned, we will bring you live special reports. Stay with CBS News New York for continuing coverage of Maduro's capture and the case against him. And look for more in-depth coverage tonight on the official debut of the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopel at 6:30 p.m.